Hello, my sweet little first grade boxes. I'm even wearing my shirt today. See it for you guys because I miss you guys so much, and I'm going to miss you in the weeks to come. I hope that you're all staying healthy and safe, and you're trying to have as much fun as you can. So in order to keep your learning going, since this week is technically, we're using snow days, so I have created a CKLA challenge for you to review everything that we have learned about so far. So as you're doing these activities, I would love for your parents or grandparents to send me pictures and videos of you doing these things. They can send them to me on Class Dojo or Facebook Messenger. And I'm hoping to compile all of these pictures and videos together so that when we return, we can see all of the fun things that you guys were able to do to help enhance your learning. So for the rest of this video, I'm going to have different activities that you can do at home. Some of them you may need the assistance of an adult to help you, but I've tried to make it to where you can do independent learning yourself. So I hope that you guys take the time to do some of these activities, and the most important thing is I hope you have a great time doing them. Can't wait to see you guys soon. Love you. Our very first domain was fables and stories. We learned that a fable is a short story that teaches a lesson and often uses personification. So I would like for you to write your own fable at home. Remember story elements that we've learned about too to include in your writing, and don't forget to come up with a moral. When you've finished writing your story, you can create puppets at home to help retell your story to either a sibling or a parent or grandparent. In Domain 2, we learned all about the human body. First activity that you can do is to recreate the skeletal system using Q-tips. How many of y'all remember how many bones the skeletal system has? You can also take sidewalk chalk and trace yourself. My challenge is for you to trace yourself 5 times and to draw the 5 systems that we learned about. And all those systems work together to form a network. If you have the game Operation, this will be perfect for family game night to play together. Remember when we learned about the food pyramid? I want to encourage you to help an adult at your home to cook a healthy dinner or healthy snack. Write down the recipe and record it in a journal. In Domain 3, we learned about different lands and similar stories. And we read different stories from different countries and compared and contrast them. So my challenge to you is to build a reading fort somewhere in your home and take the time to read different stories, maybe from different countries. If you don't have a lot of books at home, Mrs. Bailey's going to go back onto Mayon and make all of the projects active. Domain 5 was early American civilizations, and we learned all about the Maya, Aztec, and the Inca. One thing that you can do at home is you can get cardboard and create your own loom to where you can practice weaving just like the Inca did and like we did in class. And I know that on YouTube there's lots of videos, so with the help of an adult you can figure out how to create your own loom at home. If you do not have yarn, you could also maybe try to use shoelaces. Remember when we created Mayan sculptures out of salt dough? Here's the recipe so you can make your own Mayan sculptures at home. And if you want to, you can create your own Aztec mask. In Domain 6, we learned all about astronomy. If the weather is nice and it's a great night to look at the sky, go outside with your family and observe what you see. Can you identify any constellations? What's the phase of the moon? You can make your own constellations at home using toothpicks and marshmallows. And with all those empty toilet paper rolls, you can create a rocket. In Domain 7, we learned all about the history of the Earth. Remember those 3 little words that we learned about? Heat, pressure, and time? We learned that rocks are formed because of those 3 little words. The 3 types of rocks that we learned about are sedimentary, metamorphic, and igneous. If you can and the weather's nice outside, go outside and go on a rock hunt and collect different types of rocks. Come back inside and write down your observations and the different type of characteristics of rocks and see if you can identify the type of rock or rocks that you have found. You can also create your own volcano at home. All you need is a baking sheet. You don't have to use foil. You can use Play-Doh if you want to make your volcano a little more realistic. You can even add in dinosaur figurines if you have them, but you'll need a water bottle, vinegar, baking soda, and red food coloring if you have it. Once you have finished doing this experiment, write about it in your journal and the observations that you made. You can also use the salt dough recipe that I shared earlier from Domain 5 to create your own fossils at home. In Domain 8, we learned all about animals and habitats. I would like to encourage you and your family to get outside and take a hike to explore the habitat around you. Record in a journal the observations that you found. What types of plants live there? What types of animals? What type of water is there? Here's a picture of my dog Ryder on a hike that we took not too long ago. Okay, so this activity isn't quite for animals and habitats, but I thought it would be something fun for you all to do to get in a little exercise. So here are some animal workouts for you to try at home. I know you all love creating these dioramas, so if you wanted to, you could create another diorama at home, or if you don't have shoe boxes and supplies to do that, you can always draw a habitat and the animals and plants that live there. We recently finished Domain 9, Fairy Tales. So something that you could do is think about one of your favorite characters that you learned about, and you could create a costume to represent that character. If you wanted to, you could come up with enough costumes to put on a play at home for your family and retell the story. We also learned that one of the characteristics of fairy tales is that they often include fantasy or magic, and we learned that fairies are often characters in fairy tales. So I thought it would be really fun if you could make your own fairy garden at home. I want to encourage you to write down and illustrate all these activities that you do. If you do not have a journal at home, you can always create your own journal, and I would love to see these whenever you all get back to school. I also want to encourage you all to continue reading for 20 minutes every day. And as always, you can go to our First Grade Foxes channel on YouTube to review different domains, math modules, and skills units that you have learned about. And Mrs. Peterson and Mrs. Arnold and myself are currently working on creating more videos for you guys. So hang on and hang tight, and we hope to see you soon. We love and miss you guys.